The Grand Renaissance Dam, GERD, in Ethiopia is a massive infrastructure undertaking that has sparked intense debate on a global scale. The dam, which is located on the Blue Nile River, has the power to alter Ethiopia's energy structure and accelerate economic development. However, Egypt and Sudan, two countries that will be affected downstream by the dam, are worried about how it might affect their access to and security of supply of the Nile waters. The looming question in this complex situation is whether Ethiopia will be willing to give up on its plans for hydropower in order to satisfy Egypt's and Sudan's regional concerns. Ethiopia's Grand Renaissance Dam, often touted as a symbol of national pride and development, is designed to generate a substantial amount of electricity for the country's growing population and industrial needs. The project's proponents argue that the dam is vital to alleviating Ethiopia's energy deficit and supporting its economic growth. Ethiopia's ambitions are well-founded, as the country is endowed with abundant water resources, making hydropower an attractive option for sustainable energy production. While Ethiopia sees the GERD as a means to lift its population out of poverty and catalyze its economic growth, downstream countries, particularly Egypt and Sudan, have expressed valid concerns over potential adverse effects. Egypt, heavily dependent on the Nile for its water supply, fears that the dam's reservoir could significantly reduce its share of the Nile's waters, exacerbating its already existing water scarcity challenges. Sudan, on the other hand, has concerns about the dam's potential impact on its own dams and water infrastructure, as well as the disruption of its agricultural practices. The question of whether Ethiopia will compromise on its hydropower ambitions to address these regional concerns is a complex one. On the one hand, Ethiopia is unlikely to abandon a project that it views as crucial to its development trajectory. The country's government and people have invested substantial resources and emotions into the dam's construction. Any compromise that could be perceived as a concession might be met with resistance domestically. On the other hand, international pressure and the realization of the downstream country's concerns might nudge Ethiopia toward finding common ground. Diplomatic negotiations have been ongoing for years, mediated by various actors, including the African Union and the United States. These negotiations have highlighted the importance of cooperation among the involved parties and underscored the potential benefits of a compromise. The path forward lies in finding a delicate balance between Ethiopia's hydropower ambitions and the legitimate concerns of Egypt and Sudan. Collaborative efforts that involve all stakeholders are essential to achieving a win-win outcome. Solutions could range from adjusting the dam's filling and operation procedures to implementing joint projects that benefit all parties involved. Building trust and understanding among the nations will be key to overcoming the current impasse. As tensions surrounding the Grand Renaissance Dam persist, the world watches closely to see if Ethiopia will be willing to compromise on its hydropower aspirations in the interest of regional stability and cooperation. The situation is a reminder that development and progress must be pursued with consideration for the broader geopolitical and environmental context. Ultimately, whether Ethiopia will find a compromise remains an open question, one that holds implications not only for the countries directly involved but also for the broader discourse on balancing development and shared resources in an interconnected world. Will the Grand Renaissance Dam stand as a testament to successful diplomacy and collaboration, or will it become a symbol of the challenges nations face in reconciling their individual aspirations with the needs of the collective?